guys. My name's HunterQuinn from Cincinnati, Ohio. I make chiptunes. Gonna continue where Andrew left off. Going into actual individual tracks, if you will. So you got your 4 tracks. It's like a 4-track, but jankier. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, we're gonna start in pulse 1. I loaded up an empty track. Like, all you'd have to do is come over here to your load save song. You press A, come down, load this empty track, and we're loaded. Alright? So in pulse 1, I'm going to press A twice. A is your 0, 0 is your original chain. Alright? So we'll start at 0, 0. We'll go into pulse 1. We'll show you what we can do. So normally what I do here, just for song composition, so to keep it in time, the program normally runs in a 4/4 setting. So there's 16 steps from your, obviously we're in our chain, and in each individual chain we have our phrase. So we're going to go into phrase 01, press select and right, and we're going to be in our phrase 01 over here in our phrase screen, right? So we're going to have our 16 steps. So in 4/4 time to make sense, if you're savvy. If not, when you listen to music and you got like the ounce, it's ounce, 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 ounce. 4 ounces, alright? In LSDJ, your ounces are going to lie at your 0, your 4, your 8, and your C, alright? So what first I'm going to show you is the most important thing I feel like you need to know in LSDJ. Is how to make an actual bass drum that doesn't sound like poopy caca. So, here I'm going to show you how to make my personal bass drum. It's a bass drum that I pretty much ripped from like someone else at some time. They were awesome. You need a bass drum, you look on the internet. So we'll start at instrument 0, 0. From here we're going to go from our phrase screen into our instrument screen. So we press select and right. And this is how to make an instrument in your pulse 1. Alright, so you have your instrument 0, 0. Instrument 0, 0. You come over here, and we're in our pulse screen. What we'll do, make sure to label all of your instruments, because you will get so lost if you don't. It's just a good idea. So what we'll do is we'll call this pulse kick. P kick. Alright? So pretty much what you gotta do to be able to make a bass drum in your pulse channel, we're going to come to our envelope, which, I mean, this is a good point to actually explain all this stuff, seeing as it's a tutorial video. Our envelope is going to determine what the volume of the actual note is and how it's attacked. So, think about it like beginning volume and where we're going to end up. So, how loud, how long? So pretty much what we're going to do, we want this super loud, and since it's a bass drum, we're going to want it super short, which we're going to go into our table here in a second, and we'll make sure that happens. But, so we're going to set it at F, which is the highest value, and then we're going to make it shorter. It starts at 0, we'll go up to 3, so it has a little bit of oomph. Square wave, because it just has that extra thickness. And then, well, it's a 50% wave. Pretty much, we start at 12.5, we come to 25%, 50, and then 75. Those are the 4 different sounds you can get out of your pulse channel. So, like, let's say we start here, and we want to see how this sounds. So, we'll start here at our 12.5. It's got like a really short, poppy noise with a really short decay, alright? So then we're going to go a little bit thicker, classic Nintendo noise, and then a little bit more. Sounds a lot like that one, but it's a little bit thicker, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to throw it at 50%. Output, we have left and right. So if you want it to be in one speaker, the other speaker, so if you want it to be in your left ear, your right ear, panning, you can do it that way. But I normally leave it at both so I can go in individually and have the note pan through a table down here, but we'll get to that later. So from there we go to length, which is unlimited, pretty much how long the note's going to play out normally without your envelope. So if this guy was at max, so we're just going to make that, it's just going to go forever. So, I mean, back down to 3. We'll just play out. That's how that works. Vibrato type, pretty much, when you use the V command, it activates in a different way. We'll get to that later. It's not really important for this. PU tune and PU fine aren't really important for this either. We'll get into that with our advanced techniques. Okay, so pretty much to make the bass drum, back to what I was saying originally. We got to come down to the table. Normally I leave my 0-0 table open. Just sometimes it's really convenient to have an open table. Sometimes you need notes to ring out and you don't want it to come complicated. We'll go back into it later. So, moral of the story, leave 0-0 open. Good idea, whatever. So we're coming back down the table, which is from the instrument screen, the next screen over. So we're going to press select left after we select our new table. And we're down on our table screen. So pretty much what happens, it's pretty much showing you step by step this note, how it comes to fruition, if you will. So what we're going to do is take this note, and to make a bass drum, pretty much how it works is kind of stupid. Like, you think you're making a bass drum, you want it to be low like ounce. But the thing is, how a bass drum actually works is it starts at the top to come down to the ounce. So that's why I'm over here at C6. I'm actually I'm pretty high, you know. That doesn't sound like a bass drum. What is a bass drum? Whatever. So, what we're gonna do here, we're gonna take well, it's a little complicated, but I'm just giving this to you so you can, you need a bass drum. Everyone needs a bass drum. We'll take a pitch command, which is more advanced. Pretty much it takes the note and it will bend it. It's a pitch bend function. So pretty much what we do is I press A and I press down. So it's at the very lowest. So pretty much it comes high and then it drops low. So what we have here is, that sounds like crap. Alright? We need our bass drum to end. So what we do, we gotta, this is after hours and hours of thought. I give Andarugo credit for this. He actually showed me this table. Woo! And pretty much the cutoff is not A, it's actually B. So what we'll do is this will come down, it'll kill command, it'll cut off. So we have a bass drum. Okay. So that's a little bit advanced, but we all need this. So we're going to go back after we have our bass drum, that's great. So I'm going to show you how to make it super simple. Pretty much all I'm doing here is I'm making 4 on the floor. And I'm fucking up. Right there. Alright. 4 on the floor. Great. Awesome. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make an instrument that sounds like Game Boy. Awesome. We'll come over here. Let's make a bass. Let's make a bass instrument in our Pulse 1 channel. So let's run some bass status. So we're back down at Pulse. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make this loud shit because it's important. We'll make it 25% just to give it a little bit of variety from the bass drum. And so here we got a basic 4 on the floor. Whatever, So bring these all down to 1. Show you something super simple really quick. So for beginners, I advise if you come up with said phrase, right? When we come back into the chain screen, right here, this TSP stands for transpose. So this 0-0 is standard, pretty much keeps it at the same. It's flat what that is. So from semitones, which is like half steps. So it's like from like whatever, this is a C. So if I'm going to go up one, that's going to be a C sharp. D, music theory. 10 bucks, look it up. So what I'll do here is I'll just make like a major kind of C major whatever, so it'll be like a C, a D, an F, or an E, and then an F. Sweet, whatever. So over here, these are the 4 channels, and it shows you exactly what you're playing. So we're going to be on pulse 1 over here. Come on live mode. So we're going to stay at C, come at D, we're at E. And that's really, it's a simple way to give your music a little bit of variance when you're starting out. So like if you wanted to be able to don't want to have to reprogram all of these individually to go, you know, D and then E and then F. You just use your transpose column and you can get a little bit of variance there. I guess I should probably go into one more thing about the Pulse 1 channel. I'll start another guy here. Alright, so we're going to make a new instrument. So we press A, and then over here we're going to press A and A, which is going to give us a new instrument. You tap A twice, you get a new something. So whether or not it's instrument or here in your screen you press A twice and you get a new chain, or even here you press A twice and you have a new chain for your song screen or whatever, however you want to quantify this. So, one cool thing about the Pulse 1 channel that is not really accessible or at all accessible in the Pulse 2 channel is the sweep function here. Pretty cool. You can get a lot of really interesting stuff out of it. You can make a bass drum with your sweep. So I'll give you another bass drum just for sharts and gaggles. So but you see, it's not really as good. It's pretty shardy. So I mean, that's another way you can make a bass drum. It's normally with your sweep but a C something. So it's like the sweep can actually augment the way that your noise in this certain channel actually works. It doesn't work in Pulse 2. So like if you wanted to get some like super cool noises like Gameboy noises, you augment the sweep and you can get some really cool, interesting stuff. So like the more that I put our length at unlimited, we'll put this up so it doesn't ever stop. So sometimes it doesn't register, obviously. But I mean, you can get all sorts of really cool sounds. Augmenting the pitch of, I mean, your said instrument in your pulse screen, which is really, really actually helpful. I mean, it can give you all sorts of just different kinds of cool stuff to work with. So, I mean, other than that, I mean, all you really need to know, most of the stuff that I usually mess with is obviously the wave and then the envelope, which you can either have start up super high and be, well, we'll put this all the way back up so it'll sound like an instrument. So you start there, whatever, you can change all those and have it be really strong. You can have it have like a cool, like little short, slow decay instrument, or what I like to do is have it be some sort of like, kind of like string status. So we come here and like you can have like different kind of sounds violent a little bit, you know, really slow quality, but I mean you can trick the ear to make it sound like that. But I mean, that's basically how your pulse channel is going to work in general. So yeah, take it to heart, make some music, you got a bass drum, you got some instruments, make it happen.